If they 2-0 this, they will, I believe, leapfrog over Hokori. Hokori is currently 4th. They're 8-8 in their score. Execration 6-8. But Execration managed to beat Hokori 2-0. So if Execration beats Boom, they get 8-8, same as Hokori's score. But because they beat them in a head-to-head, they don't have to like play a match against them. They just automatically become 4th place.
Yeah.
Things get a bit more awkward if Army Genius later goes 2-0 against SMG, because then we'll have 3 teams where one team's kind of beat the other. I'm not exactly sure how that will work out. But for Execration, winning this series, it has to be a win. Anything less than a win won't matter for them. So a lot on the line. And they just started with a very good team fight combo with the Puck and the Earthshaker. The downtime isn't too bad as well for the Puck. Earthshaker a little, it takes a while, but still a good hero to have against the Morphling. You can long range fissure into a jump by the Puck. They go with the Jakiro. I like it. You know, I'm okay with this pick. I feel like the hero hasn't been getting the love it deserves. Does make Rubik an amazing pick for Boom Esports, by the way. I mean, you got Fissure and Ice. Can you imagine a Rubik with Agams? He's like, all right, I'm going to throw Ice this way. I'm going to throw Rock this way. I don't really care what I catch. So I wonder if Tim's is going to go for that.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Boom. Looking at the Undying and the Morphin, those are the two, I don't want to say the two strongest actually, but a few of the two strongest heroes. Two of the few strongest heroes we've seen in the event. So yeah, Execration. Picking up the Jakiro, it's gonna be the Kunkka. So that's another one of the strongest heroes that we've seen. And you're right, it is gonna be the Rubik. So some great spells to steal there. If you can set up with an Earthshaker Fissure into the boat maybe, or even like say the Ice Path, to follow that up. Macropire, Dream Call, all great spells to steal. Yeah, Execration picking up the Jakiro here. How much of that is to try and deal with the Undying and the Morphin, do you think? Because Jakiro having the Macropire, you know, the dual breath, great spells in the lane, but the liquid ice as well, that does, if I'm not mistaken, percentage health damage.
Yeah, it's something like 2.5%. It's like, I think it's something like 20 damage plus 2.5% of your max health. So it's like for 4 seconds. So it's like, what? 10% only, or I believe it's 2% for 5 seconds. Not exactly sure. It's like a mini stun as well. 0.5. It's not, the numbers aren't amazing against heroes, but against buildings, it's a really good ability. I don't know if I would say the Jakiro really is much of a counter to the Morphling or the Undying or even the Kunkka, because, like you said, that percentage damage, it's not much. It's not a big deal, one. And two, it's not like it's really like Morphling, like a lot of his damage, Jakiro's damage over time, Morphling can just strength shift through with that. I believe the bigger counters are honestly the Puck and the Earthshaker with the instant silence, the long range stun. Like if Jackie is not careful, he will be losing his life. We did see Boom's Jackie's Morphling a little while ago. It was against the AA. He was very uncomfortable in that game. So I'm hoping to see what he can do with this here on like full potential. In the meantime, though, we see the last pick here. The last pick we saw for Execution is Palos. I believe it's going to be Palos on the Nature's Prophet. It could be Tino. Doesn't feel like Tino's hero, though. We've seen him on a lot of the Primal Beasts, some Mars, some Death Prophet, which was banned. I believe it was banned. So it's not really what I expect from Tino. I expect it's more from Palos to be his hero. So maybe an offlane still remaining. And Boom Esports, they're thinking along the same lines. You know, they're banning the Mars. So they don't want Tino to have his hero. Primal Beast has also been banned by Execration. Both teams just wanting an offlane at this point. Or at least that's what they're assuming the other team wants.
Yeah, the Beastmaster gone as well. We did see the Beastmaster yesterday, but Boom. Anything that you like that completes this lineup, because I mean, you're coming into, you've got 3 melee heroes. You don't really I can't really think of many offlane ranged heroes.
Necrophos might not be so bad for Execration. You know, Morphling tends to...
I was going to say, is that a good hero at the minute? Does it do the damage that you need to do? Like, obviously the Reaper Scythe would be great against the Morphling, but is it a good hero at the minute?
I don't think it's as popular as it used to be. You know, we're seeing a lot of the offlaners are like tempo offlaners who have some sort of stun. You know, Pango, Mars, Primal Beast, Beastman. Like these guys always come with something other than that. Necrophos is just a lot of damage. You know, decent amount of heal, but his control is ulti. You know, which you always want to save it to kill. And later on, a lot of that health is, you know, damage scales way faster than health. They go for the Dawnbreaker for Boom. I like this pick quite a bit. I mean, I'm a little bit worried for Execration. You do need someone to start the fights. Don't believe Necrophos is suitable. You don't have the Primal Beast, which was Tino's hero. You don't have the Mars, who could do that. So they do need an offlaner who can begin. I'm trying to think. I mean,
Timber?
No, I think it was Timber could work. Timber could work. Not bad at all.
Yeah, it sits in the front line. You know, you can do the Will and Death, great against Undyne and the Conquer, the Morphling as well, depending on what the morph is.
Maybe? They go with
the Pudge.
Oh, the Pudka. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, I like this. You know, we've mentioned this a bunch of. It is, by the way, it's going to be the carry Pudge. So I imagine Tino is going to go on the Nature's Prophet. So it's going to be the offlane Nature's Prophet. Okay, good for them. I like this. I like this power pick a lot on the Pudge. It gives you that. Firstly, it's a lot of damage, decent control. It pierces BKB, and of course, it reduces the heal Morphling gets when he's strength morph. Not exactly heal, but the health he gets. So I like Execration's draft quite a bit. But there's a reason they're 6 and 8, and Boomies was like 10 and 6.
Yeah.
Sorry, 10 and 4 or something like that. They've been playing like crazy. I believe Boom Esports, they always take the first game very seriously. Everyone calls them a best out of 3 kind of team because game 1 they do really well. Then game 2 they're like, hey, let's try something crazy. Then they lose, and then game 3 they win again. So I imagine game 1 they're going to want to secure this win just to screw over Execration a little bit. Maybe game 2 they'll throw it a little, but. I'm going to go with Boom Esports in game 1. I think they have good lanes. Tim's Rubik have an absolute feeling. Can you imagine? He's got Hook as well, along with all the crazy spells. And I think Dawnbreaker offlane could do a lot of work. So I'm all in on Boom Esports.
Yeah, and Boom, the top of this, are they very top of the bracket? I know the...
Yes.
Okay, so they are the top. Yeah, I wasn't sure if they were first or second. Top of this...
I think they're second behind Fnatic, though, by like 1 point. But you know, if they win the series, then they're just going to catch up to them afterwards anyway.
Yeah, and then they're also in TI. So this is the time to be trying new stuff, you know, just going for the crazy new strats, seeing what they can pull out of the bag, see what works, see what doesn't. And so yeah, it might not be as easy a match as everybody's expecting for Boom, or an easy as a series, but that might just be because they're having fun with it. You know, they're trying new stuff, they're going a little bit crazy. Though the only thing that's really not super meta from this event that we've seen for the Pro Series is probably the Dawnbreaker. Everything else, you know, I'd say is in that kind of top level of the specific role heroes being picked up here by Boom.
Yeah, even Jakiro's like a little rand. That's also another one that I would say we haven't seen. I think this is the first Jakiro we've seen in the whole tournament, or maybe the second. But it is another hero that's also like, we don't see it very often. This hero, did you get any buffs? I think Ice Path is a little bit better. You know, better cooldowns at all level. And that's about it. Lasts longer as well. So it's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. But that's about it. And the same thing with the Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker has been receiving nerf after nerf. Starbreaker's damage reduced. The Shard is weaker now as well. The Celestial Hammer is a joke at level 1 and 2. I'm sorry, but have you ever thrown it and you're like, all right, I'm going to throw it and catch up to it, and literally like throws it 2 inches in front of her, and you're like, oh, that's as far as you're going to go, I guess. Like, I can imagine this spell. I think it used to be 1,000 cast range level 1. Now it's 700. It's brutal what's happened to the Sun Mommy.
Yeah.
In the meantime, it's gonna be 2 for 2 in terms of 3 for 1 in terms of bounty runes. Only Skem picks up 1 for his team.
Yeah, Execration getting aggressive here on the bottom lane there as well. There was a Fisher to come through on this bottom rune spot, and Rubik has the TP up. But yeah, no, you're right. I haven't really been playing the Dawnbreaker since the nerfs, mainly because I shifted into the mid lane because I'm a boss. But
yeah, of course you are.
Hey, 800 MMR in about a month and a half. You know, nothing to turn my nose apart. But I'm not saying that's my only 800 MMR.
I was going to say, I was like, wow, that's pretty good for you, sir. You guys see this guy? He went from 0 to 800.
But yeah, it's one of those heroes that has felt the effects of the nerf. You know, it's still pretty strong. Yeah. I think once the team fights start to break out, you know, once you're coming in with the Solar Guardian, the hook back onto the Rubik, they get the drag back onto Tim's. There's going to be the dual breath now as well. Tim's going to get himself away from this. Going to be a lot of damage, and Palos going to be able to pick up that first blood. FBZ trying to do what he can on the harass. Is he going to be able to get it with Celestial Hammer? Only level 1, no Starbreaker. So he's just going to be throwing right clicks out onto Abeng.
Did you see the range of that hammer? Holy moly! He went from like 1 tree to almost the next tree. But yeah, this Rubik level 1, easy to get killed. And Jakiro Pudge, this is a pretty damaging lane, especially once you get a couple like level 3, 2 points in Rot, you get a couple points in the Dubert. Dubert damage doubles at level 2, so it is quite scary for for the top lane here for Boom. But the bottom lane, you know, XctN is also going to be having a good time here on this Undying. He's already got 6 mangoes, the classic build that we're seeing. Stolen 20 strength. You know, he might have a bit of problems with his treants. You know, they still a little bit annoying for him to deal with. Oh, zombies come out. Are they gonna go for Tino?
They might try to do that. I mean, Tino's missing 16 stats and strength here, so XctN really getting aggressive with this. The Centaur, the neutral Centaur stomp as well into Shanks. So yeah, XctN just gonna be able to get himself around this, and Tino, it looks like he has to TP himself back. He does have the teleportation spell, so he's gonna be able to come straight back to lane though after that harass.
Yeah, so he's gonna be just a-okay here. You know, as long as you reach level 2, you're gonna be fine. Bing doing some harass there, but how about the mid lane? We are seeing Yopaj starting to pull ahead here, 12-4 to the 8-2. You know, a little bit more denies, a little bit more CS, and that's kind of the a nice benefit for Kunkka. You don't have to expand mana or anything just to harass. Bob's always gonna have to be using his phase shift just to dodge those multiple Tidebringers. It's a lot of damage. And Puck, you don't have a whole lot of armor or health. You know, you got 1 armor, and you're still have about 600 health.
Yeah, we've seen as well, if you're taking a look at the health of Bob, you know, he's got a couple of water runes, but Yopaj is really taking advantage with this Tidebringer. Like you say, 2 points into that, that's only going to get more deadly as he ranks that one up. And yeah, so it looks like Bob in this mid lane. Taking a look, Torrent's not going to cut the 11-4 to the 14-5, and Yopaj just starting to stack up those denies here as well up against Bob.
By the way, a while ago, Tidebringer used to not cast when you deny a creep. So we'd see people just deny everything with the Kunkka. It was absolutely mad. It was absolute madness at the time. Thank God, Ice Frog, and he's like, yeah, change that. It doesn't seem right. Well, top lane FBZ, you know, stealing some of these creeps. Goes up to Abing's face, and Abing's like, I'm a Jakiro, I'm trying my best, but I can't really do too much against him. Dawnbreaker with a bracer, more than 1,000 health, a little bit too difficult for this Jakiro to chew through. And she's got some regen as well. So, a tough situation. Overall, though, it's not bad lanes for Boom. Bottom lane going really well for them, so mid lane as well.
Yeah, Abing and Tim's getting into a little bit of a trade-off here now as well. The Liquid Fire coming out onto Tim's. But Tim's, he's got the Fade Bolt. He's got that Telekinesis. Level 2 if he wants to use it now as well. So it looks like he did throw out the Fade Bolt. Again, throw some harass. He's got the Headdress there as well. So some extra regen coming out. FBZ comes in with the Starbreaker. Does get the stun. Celestial Hammer to follow up. Maybe will be able to go into Palos. And Palos can get himself away from this. Going to be taking a lot of damage here now as well. Palos, 2 points into that rot, but obviously doesn't want to throw it out the hook. He drags back onto the Rubik. Tim's underneath the tower. Telekinesis comes out. And the kill will still go the way of Execration.
I mean, this is a tough lane for Tim's. You know, you're up against the Pudge, who you really like. You don't do that much damage to, and Jakiro, he's a trading god in these first few levels. That's just how strong the hero is, and the skilling isn't that bad. You know, Ice Path later on, FBZ, they might be going for him actually.
Can they take him down? And he's going to be out of mana here now as well. But Palace doesn't want to get too far away from these last hits and the denies. You know, still wants to be stacking up. Oh, he was teasing onto the hook. Curry comes in now as well. FBZ, he's in no man's land behind enemy lines. Can he get himself away from this one? The hook comes in point blank. And he will pick up another kill.
It's 3 flesh heaps now for him. So this is definitely the start Execration wants. And the good thing for them is that they really want to get Palos online. You know, this 1 kill, 2 assists. Like, he wants to be joining his team relatively early. I don't think that Execration can really go late game against this Boom draft. You know, up against Morphling, your heroes just don't scale quite as well. So Execration, a strong start into a snowball, would be just like, it's just what they need, and it's happening for them.
Yeah, he already has that Vanguard, so you know he's not going to be taking a lot of damage in the lane. Coming through from FBZ, he can move into the jungle, you know, with that rot before he gets the Aghanim Scepter there as well, just to be able to accelerate that farm. I don't know if there's any stacks here in the jungle. I'm not seeing any. Not seeing any in the triangle either, so there's no stacks just yet. But speaking of down bottom. Looks like they want to try and get aggressive once again. XctN's used all of his mana though, so not going to be able to get these decay harassers out onto Tino, who's just backed himself up out underneath the tier 1 tower.
Interesting. It's interesting to see. Oh, well, they're going to go for Tino.
He drops the tombstone. Yeah, they want to come in onto this. There is going to be a strike coming through. Jackie Boy's going to be able to pick up the kill onto Tino.
Bang might be losing his life as well. The Jakiro here
drops the door. Telekinesis. Did they want to use it? Bang, Celestial Hammer into the Starbreaker. FBZ gets the kill.
And Boom Esports, they get 2 kills across the map. Big ones on Tino. Was Abing? Oh yeah, okay. He got an Observe Award out of it, so at least it's not too bad. And yeah, the Radiant are stacking though, so that's something. Execration, I'm sure he knows this because when he put the Observe Award, he saw it like sorry, when he must have walked through and saw it. So Execration could go for the steal. Should be a big deal for them, but they have to do it fairly fast. They're up against Dawnbreaker as well as Kunkka. They're not. These guys are pretty solid at taking those stacks themselves.
Yeah, Jack Boys, how's he looking in terms of, just flicking over to the net worth, he's only about 700, 600 now behind the Purge, so he's having a decent time, but what is it you think the Morphling wants to go for? Because we've seen a decent couple of builds coming out from the Morphling. You know, Manta style is usually the first pickup. Is that something that he wants to be going towards here?
Yeah, I mean, Manta style, Skadi. Oh, by the way, top lane FBZ is gonna be fine. But yeah, Manta style, Skadi. You know, a lot of the same usual stat items that we see for them. You know, it's almost always the same with these kind of heroes. And oh, FBZ, will he take the hook? Oh, dodges it, and looks like pass. He's gonna be like, dinner, runs away. When they do that.
Yeah, I saw. It was a good hold there by Palace as well. He was waiting for that Celestial Hammer to come out before throwing the hook. He did want to throw it up beforehand, but meanwhile in the mid lane there's going to be the Dream Coil coming through now as well. Tim's could be in a little bit of trouble. The Dual Breath as well as the Fisher. Will be able to get that kill, and Yopaj, can he get himself away from this one now as well? 1 point into the Ice Path. Can he get that lockdown? Boat's going to be thrown out. Does he walk himself through it? Going to be able to get that run buff on him now as well, but the chase down onto him, Yopaj. Can he get himself away? He's going to be pretty damn fast. He will be able to run himself away safe, it looks like.
Ice Path, he was like, I mean, didn't throw it. I might have considered just to block him.
Top lane, there's going to be the Dismember coming through onto Dawnbreaker to follow up into the Ice Path. The Fisher and Palos going to be able to get himself on the board again. 4 Flesh Heap stacks in the first 8 minutes of the game.
And not only that, but the supports are also level 4.5, almost level 5 on Shanks. You look at Tim's, he's only level 3. This is a Rubik. You know, you really want those levels on the Rubik. So these kills, not only giving Execration map control in a tower, their supports are going to come online. Like these two, like maybe not like so much on Jakiro. He is level starved here, but his ultimate isn't. You know, it's not often. It's a very hard to land. Yeah. But Shanks getting a fast level 6 could be a really big deal for him. Tino's just suffering though. Look at his Dio's net worth. Well, he's died once, but he has actually been able to farm. FBZ's died more than him, but at least FBZ's hitting creeps. But Tino, he's just kind of scared, you know. Oh, well, Bobs comes here, looks at Jack Boys. Jack Boys morphs a little strength, and suddenly Bob can't do anything to him.
Bob's, yeah, he's going to be able to pick up the Undying Courier. It looks like he wants to go for that Witchblade, so no Yule Scepter, no Blink Dagger to start off here. Tino might go down here now again. The boat's going to be dropped. X marks the spot, does come out. Ice Path's going to be used, but they just straight up delete him. Jack Boys gets that waveform out of the path of the Ice Path. Walks himself back into it afterwards, maybe as a celebration, but yeah, they're going to be able to do anything about this. The Soul Guardian comes down now as well. They get the kill onto Shanks. Can they go even further onto this now? Maybe push onto this tier 1 tower.
Execration. Abing's taking some damage bottom against Jack Boys, but he should be relatively fine. It's cute when the Jakiro thinks he can do anything to him off. It's like, no, sorry, your damage over time. It's not gonna work. But the team has been suffering. Like so much of his hero pool was banned, and I don't, you know, I've never seen him on the Nature's Prophet. I've seen him do really good work on the Primal Beast, on the Mars. But you know, Nature's Prophet, we saw this before yesterday. Sorry, like before yesterday. We saw this just yesterday. FBZ also, when he plays Visage, it wasn't like his hero style. So sometimes with these offlaners trying out something new, but cost them. Still, 10 minutes in, Tino has plenty of time to recover. Yeah. He's going for the Midas, though. Ooh.
And that's one way to recover. You know, one way to get the extra gold in. He's going to have that split push potential as well, so he's going to be able to put pressure onto towers, take creep waves. He's got the Nature's Wrath as well. So mid lane, though, they might be able to get onto Bob. Bob actually hits that torrent as the the D-wall comes through here for Yopaj. And yeah, there was no follow-up. Tim's wasn't close to get the telekinesis off, maybe drag him down to the low ground. Can they go here? Oh, Ice Path, it doesn't connect onto Jackie Boy, and Jackie's going to be able to move himself back out of danger here. Wait, actually wave forms forward. Okay.
He was asserting his dominance. Like, yeah, you think I'm scared of you? To be honest, I'm not quite sure that they'll be able to kill Jack Boys like this early. You know, it's not like he's going up against Pelosin's AA. You know, that was insane. Pelosin got 6 kills in that game. I think like half of them were on Jack Boys, just landing Ice Path after Ice Path. In this game, it's very different. Morphling, very difficult to control. Maybe once you have the Agams on the Pudge, you can sort of ignore the strength morph. You can be like, okay, we do enough. We reduce his healing enough that we can actually kill him through. Yeah. But until then, it's too much. It's very difficult for them. They have to get a perfect combo.
Would you expect then, I mean, Jakiro's pretty darn poor. Shaker wants that. He's going to go for the shard first, but eventually he's going to want that Blink Dagger. Would you expect anyone on the side of Execration to maybe go towards a Spirit Vessel?
No, it's not happening. With Tino going for the Midas, it's way too late after to go for it, and of course Puck's not going. They're not going for it, and they are.
The Fisher, the setup, they're going to be able to get the silence down as well with the winner if Dream Call comes out. Pale Soul Guardian will be there now for that stun. It's going to disrupt the Dismember. Excuse me, as Jackie Boy is going to be able to get himself away from this. What was stolen? It's going to be the Fisher. So if you want to follow up, they're going to be able to do this. Celestial Hammer comes out. Puck, Hook. It's going to drive back onto FBZ. I think he wanted to land that onto Bob. Echo Slam comes through though. Tino with that Nature's Wrath going to be able to get the kill onto FBZ.
Palos, he's half health. He's still going in though.
Yeah, he does have that Flesh Heap though that he's going to be able to get the damage block through from it. He's already used it. It is on cooldown for the next 7 seconds. Bow going to fly through. The second Fisher coming through from the Rubik. The bow's done. Ice Path gets thrown out as Jackie Boys. He shifts into the Jakiro now as well. And Palos trying to get himself back underneath the tier 1 tower. But boom, just absolutely running over Execration in spot of lane. 2-man Fisher comes through. Up stolen. It's going to be the refresh on the Fisher now as well. Yopaj in the trees looking with the Torrent, but Shanks, he goes south. Get the kill onto Skem, but Abing wants to chase this one down.
Oh my dude, Morphling. Can you imagine we see 3 heroes using Ice Path? He just transformed into him. I was like, wait, I didn't even think of that, but we might see 3 Ice Path, 3 fissures coming out the whole game. And probably will be seeing fissures because you always want to transform into Earthshaker.
Yeah.
Well played by Boom Esports in that fight. Overall, and then I think they come out with a big win, killing 2 cores, losing FBZ died at some point. I think he did. It's fine for them. So what if they lost Skev? They also don't care that much. Good save by FBZ. This is probably going to be the main thing he does this game. Is always he interrupts the Pudge when he bites someone.
Yeah.
So if you're Palos, you're like, do I go BKB first? It's not worth it. There's a nice juicy triple stack, I think, right here in Ancients. Very good for Palos. It's not like he needs to recover. He's #1 net worth, but he did just die. So he's feeling like he needs a little bit of love. You know, it's like, guys, I need some gold.
Yeah, and you saw as well with the Flesh Heap as well as the Vanguard, he was taking literally no damage in that giant stack. You know, this is the benefit of having that both those spells here for the Pudge, that he is just a farming machine, and he's going to be able to get himself close to the Aghanim Scepter now as well. Not too far away from it at all, just needs about, what's that, about 1,500 gold to be able to pick that one up.
Yeah, but the question is, I'm kind of worried here for Execration. You have sort of the snowball relatively soon. It's not like too late. It's not like 14 minutes you're supposed to be knocking on Raxes, but it is slightly worrisome. We'll have to see once Palos gets the Aghanim Scepter what they can do with it. He might just need a BKB after. It's still too hard to get an ultimate on while FBZ's around, but after that, it's like you don't have much time. Jack Boys, he's catching up in farm. He's gonna be #1 net worth eventually. He's gonna be the hardest, the strongest player in the game.
Yeah.
You're gonna be worried. Execration, they're gonna have to try to force something before then. They do have good building damage thanks to the Jakiro as well as the Nature's Prophet. So that's something that's nice for them.
Yeah, but as we've seen before, Morphlins, apart from when it came up against the Paulson AA, like you said, just completely taken over the game. And boom, with having the Kunkka, the Dawnbreaker, the Undying here now as well as the Morphlin, they have a lot of frontline. Whereas Execration don't really have anything apart from really the Earthshaker, who wants to be in and around the fights and the Pudge. But if you can get through those top lane, the Hook's going to miss, but they're going to be able to get themselves on top of Rubik. Rubik, the drive back, Dismember comes out. No save from the Solar Guardian there. But yeah, Boom kind of take delight in these 5v5 fights that go on longer and longer and longer, because the Undying's going to get stronger with the decay stacks. You've got the Morphlin that can just whittle through heroes. FBZ going to be able to keep heroes alive with the Luminosity as well. So, I think Execration, I mean, they have the heroes to do it. They have some quick blow-up potential, but they need to, pick off, I think, 1 or 2 heroes at the very beginning of fights for them to have effective fights.
Well, just one thing is that Luminosity heals slightly less, because Ice Rock, I think he's nerfs every spell of this poor girl. But yeah, it is like you said, you got heals coming out from the Undying as well as the heals coming out from Dawnbreaker. So these fights will be pretty good for the Boom side. Meanwhile, Tino, he's got 2,300 gold, about to be 2,500 gold. Not sure what he's going for, though. I think we've seen a Witchblade, Nature's Prophet, and Orchid might be an option here, but is Manta Style finished? Manta Style is about 300 gold away for Jack Boy, so it's completely worthless to get the Orchid at this point. I am interested to see just what exactly he gets on this Nature's Prophet. Maybe the new shard?
Maybe. The dragback though on Bob, he's going to be able to phase shift it off. Doesn't get hit by the torrent now as well. What was stolen? It's going to be the winning rift. So they get the silence onto the Puck. And Puck Well, he gets shut down. 4-hero rotation for that, but it was a good, nice little gank there coming out from Boom.
Good for them. But Execration, they have the Aghanim Scepter. They're still going for the BKB for pass. That's going to be their big timing. You know, there'll be nothing to control the Pudge, and he'll be doing massive amounts of damage. Until then, you know, Execration, they're still got a small lead. They're okay with the way the game is going. Shanks, he's top, by the way, doesn't have Blink Dagger, still far from, but he doesn't want to take this fight.
Ooh, they're going to be able to get the Fisher through onto the Kunkka now as well. The hook, it's going to be able to mark. That was a stationary target there, mate. As the boat is going to fly through, Palace going to get himself away from this, drag back into the X mark spot. A lot of damage coming through onto Palace. It's going to be a stolen ice path there as now as well. The drag back into Bob, but Bob's going to be able to get the silence. Solar Guardian going to be used just out of range now as well. The Fisher does fly through, gets the stun. Palace still surviving through all of that. FBZ is going to be able to claim the kill eventually now as well. Tino, drag back on the X marks the spot so he doesn't move. Torrent will be flying through, connects onto 3. They're going to be able to get a 3-man Torrent into Echo Slam flies through now as well. Undying going to be taking a lot of damage now as well. There's going to be a really nice Macropire being dropped by Abeng, but Yopai's trying to get himself away. The Tidebringer did a lot of damage to that 3-man Torrent there as well. Ice Path connects onto the Kunkka. Kunkka could get himself away from this one. Perk not going to be able to jump forward, doesn't want to jump right into Yopai. Is there anything to stop this? No Dream Call, no Ice Path, no nothing, as the hook stolen by the Rubik. No drag back there onto the Puck, and maybe that's lucky for Tims.
So in the end, it's a 3-for-2 trade. But Boom Esports, they only fought with 4 people. Jack Boys was not there at all. He's doing his usual PvE thing. He's like, I love creeps, you know, I just hanging around with his friends and killing them, I suppose. Execration, they brought everyone there and they lost their cat. Palace, I think, was the first to die. And this was something I was wondering about. I was thinking, is it actually worth to go for the Aghanim's first before the BKB? In most cases, yes, it is. Like, it really is worth it in most cases. But in this game in particular, where you can't get a Dismember off, where literally almost everyone on the other side has some sort of stun or disable, you're up against a Rubik as well, which is going to have like a lift and maybe a fissure or an ice path. I just don't see him getting a lot of these good Dismembers off him, so maybe a BKB first would have helped. But Palos, you know, he's not too far. You know, he's got 1,000 gold in the pocket, and still needs about like almost 3k to get that BKB. But once again, like I said, that's the big timing for them. However, Jack Boys, he's #1 net worth, and he's only gonna the gap's only gonna increase from this point on. Yeah,
yeah, like you say, he's gonna be getting stronger here now as well. Going towards that Scott, he's gonna be able to put the pressure onto this tier 1 tower. Oh, Jakiro just gets caught out. 3 heroes around, and Yopaj will be the one to hit that killing spree here, going towards an AC. And this is going to be really nice. Again, the extra armor that it provides, but the minus armor, because you do have a lot of right-click on the side of Boom coming through from FBZ, as well as Jackie Boy as well, Yopaj. So anything that reduces the armor is going to be a massive benefit in this fight here for Boom.
And by the way, Tino, he went for the Maelstrom, and he's going to go for the BKB next. So just going to wants to stand there and right-click. I'm okay with this. You know, just give him a little bit of farm. He is playing a bit of a carry kind of Nature's Prophet. You know, he's kind of the least active player on his team. Yeah. So taking a lot of space. Sorry, but he's showing up for this bottom lane push.
Would you?
That Midas.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, the Midas off cooldown here. The efficiency, Tino. The efficiency. But
it really is getting me going. You know. Come on, Tino. You were right next to a creep, then you teleported. Okay, there we go.
Okay, waiting for the big creep for the benefit, for the full benefit.
Mid lane.
I think we're about to Jack Boys. He gets the kill onto Palace now as well. Got the double damage rune, and this is going to be straight into the Roche pit here. 43 seconds down on the Pudge. He's got no buyback to try and get himself into this pit. Look at how quickly this Roche is going down.
Ooh, this is double damage on the Morphling though, so that helps a lot. You know what, Tino? He's going bottom lane. Tino needs to be careful here. He might. He does get the X mark. And it's going to be his life. Tims is here as well. He's got the hook.
Yeah, Torrent comes out, the hook stolen. Tims, yeah, going to be dragging back underneath the tier 2 tower now as well. And Tina, one more right click. And Yopaj, he gets it with style. The Tidebringer to finish off the kill.
He does not miss stationary targets, this one. You know, he's like, yeah, if you're not moving, I'm catching. Mid lane though, FBC taking a bit of damage. He's been dream coiled. But do they really want to go for this Execration? It's Bob and 2 supports, and Abing isn't even here.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've got to look now as well. The hook comes through, going to get the drag back, so they do get the kill onto the Undying. Scam going to be taken down there, Pudge, good hook. But yeah, you were fighting into 3 heroes, just the 2 of you there on the side of Execration. That could have been a risk until Palace did rotate in. I'm surprised Boom didn't try and make something happen though, but I think they wanted the tier 1 tower just that little bit more.
Yeah, which is fine for them. You know, I mean, what did you lose? Scam? You know, that guy's that's his job. You know, position 5s, we have a license to feed. We can do whatever we want. Well, one thing I'm looking at is Shank's Blink Dagger. I think we've seen one Echo Slam. It was pretty effective, that Rumble in the jungle we had top lane, but the Blink Dagger will help him a lot more. Like, will help him land a lot of these kind of crucial Echo Slams, which we're entering the stage where if he doesn't land those Echo Slams, we might not see him Execration win a fight. You know, it's becoming imperative that he gets it.
Yeah, and I mean, he's only, what, 200 gold away from completing, so he's not going to be too far away. Should have it for that next fight, as long as, you know, Pylos, he feels, you know, charitable enough to share the farm here with Shanks.
No. He wants his gold. He better find his own gold, you know. Pylos ain't giving him crumbs at this point. And Shanks, oh, he might be the shield that has to break the smoke, and he looks like he will.
X-Mark comes out, Warp Stone there as well. It's going to be the Fisher, so there's going to be another long-range engage. They're going to be able to get out. Shanks, Ice Path will connect, but Telekinesis going to be flying through. Shanks going to get himself away from this. It's going to be a really nice Glimmer Cape coming out from the Jakiro. Gets himself up onto the cliff but the torrent is going to be in time. X marks the spot, the torrent, the Fisher, it all connects, and they're going to be able to get the kill into Shanks.
Well, yeah, they did, and they might. Oh, Bob's top lane, he's losing a lot of health. He is going to be able to make it out of here. He does have a TP scroll. Jack Boys, he transforms into the puck through an illusion orb in the wrong direction, and Bob makes it out. They lose Shanks, and by the way, which means that again his Blink Dagger is going to take some time now. That's, well, it's about 100 gold away. If Pylos wasn't so damn greedy, he would have had it. But it's okay if he dies. It's better than him than Pylos at this point.
What do you reckon that Pylos wants to go for after he gets this BKB? Does he want to go for back towards a Blink Dagger, or do you reckon an AC is important here to have on the side of Execration?
Well, most likely we'll see a shard just so that you can be a little bit more active. After that, Blink Dagger is always good. You can go for Overwhelming Blink. Assault QS in this game is okay. Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Did he get the Dismember off? The sounds come through from the Winter Rift. He might actually be able to blow up the Aegis, but that is only an Aegis. Solar Guardian is available now as well. Skem, the hook, it's going to get the drag back into underneath the tier 2 tower. Ice Path now as well. Solar Guardian does come through. Do they have the damage to take him down? Jackie's going to die now as well. They do get a really nice Starbreaker onto 2 heroes. Abeng's going to get pretty down low. Pylos, he has to pop that BKB. It is going to be the fresh BKB now as well. The Dismember does come through, so he's going to be able to get something back from that as well. FBZ trapped in the Sprout. Can he get himself away? Ice Path comes out, and Dawnbreaker is going to be taken down. A good couple of kills coming through. Dream Call, Tim's going to get himself away. What was stolen? It's going to be, can he get himself out with a phase shift? It's just waiting, and Tim's with no mobility after the shift just gets taken down.
That was the BKB reveal. You know, we've been waiting for this BKB. We've been hyping it up, and Pylos, he delivers with it. He didn't actually even have it at the start of the fight. He just killed Morph with that massive amount of rot damage as well as regen reduction. So a huge 5x. I don't think they lost anything in that fight. It's good for them. They might need to capitalize on it. You know, need a couple more fights for like that, and then they can start knocking on the high ground. Which, of course, they have a Jakiro. Very good hero for that. He's good. What interesting item build this Jakiro is going for? I think he's going for a Rod of Atos, or was it a Veil? I believe it's a Veil actually coming out for him.
Yeah, he's going.
Yeah, it's a Veil. It's a Veil. It's a Veil. I was like, I saw a crowd. I was like, crowd must be Atos. And I was like, wait, no. He's got Basilisk. Probably going to be the Veil. So a good amount of extra magic damage and really buffs up what Pudgy has. And I believe that the Veil is also undispellable. So even if you have Manta Split after, you still get the debuff on you.
Yeah. And just coming through Yopaj, he has that AC.
Oh, it is dispellable. By the way, it is dispellable. I just clicked on it and it's like, oh, dispellable. It's right there, dispellable.
Okay.
I could swear at one point it wasn't, because I remember you could use it to counter PL. Like he'd doppelganger and stuff, and you can just the real one because it'd be shining purple right after he doppelgangs. But apparently that was changed at some point. Now it is dispellable.
Oh, Tino, there is a ward. It does see it, so the rotation's going to be coming through here. Tino just gets himself out of vision. Went for the full Nonya now as well. Sprout comes out. Tino trying to do what he can with the trains to farm the jungle, but Yopaj coming around, making sure he isn't going to be seen here by those trains being scouted out. But FBC just says, I'm going to throw the hammer. I don't mind being seen because it means I get a little bit more gold.
Man, I feel every time I look at this new Nature's Prophet Ultimate, I just think, new Shard, I just think, what was Ice Frog thinking about this one? Like, the old one I understand was too strong, but could have had one greater treat instead of two. But this new one, it is very strange. It is very strange. In the meantime, though, Execration decided, let's go push bottom ourselves. Jakiro, level 14, has only 1 point in the Magpie. This spell is very awkward to aim, but it could work pretty well with the Pudge Dismember. Like, there's so much damage with Pudge Dismember, Veil, as well as the Magpie on top. Should be enough just to kill the Morphling just with these two heroes.
how important is it then that... Because Yopaj, you can drop the X mark to disrupt on a dismember, right? That's still a thing?
Yes. Yes, it is.
So is
it like cancels stuff here.
Yeah, is that what Kunkka needs to be doing in these fights when the dismember comes out? Is that the priority for the X mark to spot in these fights now?
Put it on the Morphling. I think. Wait, I'm not sure if we meant the ally. Oh well, who cares? Faust is going for it. BKB used on Yopaj. He doesn't have the bite ready, and just like it looks like just BKB is used on Yopaj, and that's about it. Well, they might want to consider taking fight for here for Execration. Yeah, BKB's down Yopaj, and they can just go for it. However, if you X marks your ally, do they still get dismembered? I kind of think you do. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen like shackles from Shadow Shaman. You know, like Shadow Shaman, you'd shackle someone, and then the Kunkka would bring back his ally, and the shackle would just become super long. I've seen that happen, so I'm going to assume that it works like that for the Pudge. If Pudge is not controlled in some way, or the enemy isn't like removed, like in the Shao Demon or Astral Imprisonment, the dismember should continue going. Yeah,
it just because it doesn't like disrupt onto it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just one of those interactions I was never, I'm not 100% sure about.
I feel like there should be a website where you can type in like a couple of spell interactions, and they'll be like, okay, here's how it works. And then of course that website would become obsolete within one lettered patch when everything changes.
Yeah.
But that would be really good, because you see this all the time. People are like, even a pro player, sometimes you hear them like, hey, does this thing work like this? He's like, wait, I'm not actually sure. I haven't did that. I believe so. But yeah, I believe so. I believe that if you X mark an ally that is dismembered, it shouldn't interrupt.
Okay.
However, this is a smoke.
Boom, they're going Ice Path. They're going to be able to engage onto Jakiro. Jackie just goes straight onto the Jakiro and gets the kill here. X marks the spot, going to come through onto Pylos. Pylos, he jumps himself in, pops up BKB. Going to be able to get the dismember onto the Kunkka now as well. And Kunkka going to be taking a lot of damage through this. Pops his own BKB. Bob, he's using that haste stream. The buyback comes through from the Jakiro as well. He wants to be getting into this fight. Yopaj, pretty darn low. Ice Path going to catch onto FBZ, but in this middle of the fight, the Dream Call now as well. They're going to be able to get the kill onto the Kunkka now. Bob, can he get himself out? There is going to be a Fisher. TP away from FBZ now as well with that BKB. No, he was off. They get the stun. They're going to be able to get the dismember off onto FBZ now as well, and that's going to be the death of the Dawnbreaker.
Everyone went down. We had a buyback from Abeng, which really paid off. But Jack Boys is still alive. That's about the only thing for Boom Esports. They brought down Tina, which is okay, I guess. Yopaj lost a ton of his health by the time he was able to use the BKB.
If they get the jump, they get the fish. The Wayne Rift comes out now as well. The extra turn onto the Morphlin, but he is back underneath that tier 3 tower. No dive here from the side of Execration.
Well, I want to give some attention to some other people who haven't talked. Scam, he's got the mechanism. He went for the Max Decay as well as Max Tombstone build. And, I mean, I like the Max Decay build. I feel like maxing out Solar not quite as good as he used to be. He's going to go for Wraith Pack right after. Tim's, well, he's got an Aether Lens. I saw that Ice Path. It was like, I clicked on him while with the Ice Path. It's like, oh, okay, it's global now. I didn't realize it could be a global Ice Path, but that is how it works with the Rubik. And he also went for the damage reduction talent. Interesting, considering that, I mean, apart from, I guess, Nature's Pop, there's not much physical damage, but I guess that's an interesting talent choice. Kunkka, he does have he's going to go for the Hex, wants to have a little bit more control, followed by the Agam Scepter. The Torrent Storm is an insane team fight ability. I feel like you could just take a position for Kunkka, go for those talents that give you like the extra Torrent talents. Just go for the Agam Scepter. It just seems really strong on him.
Yeah, and that's something that's going to add to the control in the fights. Okay, it's random control, but it's still a little bit of control. It still counts. I mean, you're
going to have to move around, right? It's like there's no way you can just stand.
Yeah.
All the cores on the Boom have BKB, by the way. Morphling actually opted for a BKB. He is going for a bit of a different build. He's going for the Daedalus after.
Do you think with this Daedalus, does he want to prioritize getting the enchant totem? Did he get the drag back? They do. The fish, the dismember's going to come in through, and FBZ can he get himself away from this? Had to use his BKB as he was being dragged back, so that's going to be down. Another fish does connect onto Jackie Boy, and Jax, does he want to be using that BKB? Just getting himself out of this, going towards the Daedalus. But yeah, so Jack, does he want to be maybe prioritizing picking up the Earthshaker morph in these fights? With the Daedalus coming out, just adding a little bit of extra damage with that enchant totem, or is it a specific hero you think he might morph into?
I think that would be the best one, right? Like the Earthshaker with enchant totem. I mean, that was what got TNC to a couple of TIs, that combo by itself. So I imagine that's really like the best one you can get to. Obviously, the beggars can't be choosers. Sometimes they'll have to pick anyone else, but that would be pretty good. I'm surprised he's not going for the Aghanim Scepter, though. You do get that, what, 40% status resistance or something like that? When you transform into Earthshaker, that's pretty damn good. Meanwhile, FBZ loses his life, didn't have BKB. So I'm a little surprised he's going for the Daedalus build instead of Aghanims. I'm not saying it's wrong or anything, it's just, it's surprising. Bottom lane, though, do you really want to, it looks like they want to go for this fast Roche, maybe trade their tier 3 bottom, possibly even a Rax here. In the meantime, though, no, the Execration, they said we're gonna leave. We're not gonna force this.
Yeah, Tino, he pops that BKB. The Glimmer Cape comes out as well, so he's gonna be able to get himself out. And I think they saw the TP away from Palos. Oh, what a swap! Yeah, so they saw the TP away from Palos. Yopaj is gonna be able to get the kill onto Abing, but so Boom thought, oh, we can come back and defend this and maybe go back for Roche. But Palos was just TPing straight to the pit, and they swap out. Okay, they didn't take the tier 3, but they bait away Boom from the Roshan and get it for themselves. Yeah,
that was a bit of interesting. Good move by Execration, though. You know, they recognize exactly what they wanted to do. Well, they saw the TP's up. They are fine with Abing dying. This is his dieback, I believe. So you kind of want to get that death out of the way in that situation. You know what I mean? So the next time you die, it's not as long. It's going to be like something like 30 seconds. That one was 55. So next death won't be that bad, especially if you know, if you want to take a few consistent fights. So it's good. It's all good for Execration in that situation. They got everything they want. Who took the shard?
It was on the Pudge. Yeah, Pudge. Of course. Pudge picked it up. Yeah.
And check it out. He is going to go for the Shiva's Guard after, just so he makes sure he gets a little bit more health regen reduction, a bit of extra damage, and it also works with that spell lifesteal. So it doesn't give you a huge amount of heal, but every bit helps, as well as armor. I am wondering if he's going to go for the Overwhelming Blink at some point, though.
Yeah, that might... I mean, he's already got the Blink Dagger, so the Shivas might be a little bit more important just in terms of the team fights. And then once that's out, yeah, you can go back, I guess, for the Overwhelming Blink.
Well, Execration, they've got 4 minutes now with this Aegis. What are they going to try to do? FBZ is playing on his side of the map because this is what Dawnbreaker does. Has a Desolator, but I'm not seeing any number next to it. I don't know. Isn't it supposed to have a number? Is that only when you get damage? Because I believe when you get it, it usually shows like a 0. So maybe that's wrong. I don't know. Maybe just it hasn't got any kills.
Yeah.
DD Ruin.
Oh, that's going to be quite nice. I think it's just a fresh one here for FBZ. Yeah, I don't think he had it before he died in that last gank attempt on the bottom lane. Tino going to be going back for an AC here as well. Going to be great for just the extra attack speed to come out. You know, the protection for the rest of his team that's going to get the extra armor. That's going to be fairly nice.
By the way, Tino's also got a Scotty, so more ability to stop health. Oh, here we go.
To get the jump, they find Jack Boys now as well. The jumping, they're going to be able to lock down onto Tim's. Tim's going to be taking a lot of damage here, and Piles gets the kill with the rod. Dismember comes through now as well. He pops the BKB. Echo Slam, they're going to be able to take down Jack Boys and Yopaj. Do they have the damage to take him down? After that, Dismember trying to TP him away, but there's going to be a really nice Dream Call, and it looks like FBZ might be the only one. Skem made it out there as well.
You know, if I was Hokori, I'd be sweating. You know, I'd be like, holy moly, game one's not going this way. It shouldn't be going this way at all. Execration, another insane map. I mean, again, I don't understand this this damage buildup that he's going for on the Morphling. He also didn't get his BKB off in that fight, but you know, good kudos to Shanks. I think he was able to get that Fissure first touch. And Execration, will they consider going higher? There is buyback on Yopaj and Jack Boys, but you don't really want to use it. It's just, it might be willing to give them one lane of Rax. Awkward, but we'll see what Boomon goes for. We'll do this situation. Rot stolen on the Rubik. That always feels lovely.
Yeah, that's not what you want. Any other spell, and by any other spell, I just mean the hook, right?
Or even the Dismember's not bad, right? It's pretty solid on the Rubik. You have that long range on it.
Yeah, Palos is going to be going back towards the Overwhelming Blink as well after the Shivas. So that is going to be the next item that comes up. But like you say, yeah, no buybacks. It's going to be a lane of Rax. And Execration, they do have a power spike here. Do they even want to leave this base? Well, Tino, he's TP'd back. Maybe to just get a little bit of farm. What was stolen? It's going to be the orb flying through here for the Rubik. So he can help clear off those creeps that are pushing into the base. Yeah, they might just move themselves over. Or TP from Yopaj. He does have that X marker spot. Trying to do what he can to clear off these double catapults here. And stop the pressure onto this tier 2 tower, which it looks like Execration were moving over to try and start to assert here onto this tower.
Not too far on the Hex for the Kunkka, but I would I almost feel like it might have been better for him to get the Agams first. You know, we're seeing the BKB's timer start to go down. Paus is down to 6.
Yeah.
Tino's down to 6 as well. So, you know, maybe having that would have been a bit more helpful. You know, just because you need a little bit more control. You know, these he's getting these dismembers off. Everyone's just throwing out their spells that fine on Execration. Still, there's nothing wrong with the Hex either. Still, it's just a very awkward situation right now for Boom Esports. Your split pushing potential is decent thanks to the X mark the spot, but it's not quite as good as the Nature's Prophet. And FBZ, every time he's going out, he's also putting himself at risk.
Yeah, FBZ got his first number on the board. There is a 2 there, but I'm...
there you go.
I was just watching what Tino was doing with the trains as well. He's not using them to farm. He's using them as wards. He just keeps putting them on, like you see this one on the top of the stairs. Yeah, he's just putting them around the staircases to offer some vision that kind of protects that farming, you know, around the outpost, so they can see, you know, because the Puck saw the vision, he moved himself away with the orb, he got himself out of danger as those 4 heroes moving up. Tino himself might not be so lucky. The ward does go down. Tino here, the pings are coming out. Torrent's gonna be right on top of him now as well. The waveform comes in. They're gonna be able to get the telekinesis. The bolt flies through, and Yopaj, he's gonna sink Tino there.
I love what they did. They started off with the Torrent rather than the Rubik Lift. They were worried that they won't have enough lockdown. You know, if Rubik Lift, then the Torrent doesn't come out in time, so they just went for the Torrent first, which was really clever by Boom Esports. They had to nail that because they have nothing that pierces BKB, so they really need to nail that timing. Tino's down 70 seconds. They would love to force a buyback, you know, start getting the ball rolling for their side here for Boom Esports, or just take a big team fight if they can.
Yeah, Jack Boys, well, they're going to get the D-Ward out there as well. He was coming up onto this high ground, everyone. Thanks to the Fisher, able to move themselves away on the side of Execration. Even the Enchant Totem being used with the Shard to get that little bit of an extra stun here. The smoke does come through just onto Shanks. You know, using the ninja gear. So, I'm not sure what he wants to be doing with this. Is it maybe, I guess an early warning system, yeah. Do you get the stun out onto the Undying once again? The drag, though, the telekinesis comes out from Tim's to supposedly save Scam there.
Oh, and by the way, Jakir does have the shard on him now, so okay, cool for him. By the way, it does say it stuns the enemy. It doesn't actually tell you how much it stuns by if you mouse over the tooltip. It doesn't actually tell you how much it stuns. It just tells you the duration of the max health, the base damage, the slow F, and the cast range. But no stun. You're like, oh, whoa, that's a 2-man fissure. Yeah, but you look at it, it's like, well, it stuns enemies. How much does it stun them? Is it 2 seconds?
I think it's just like a mini stun, right? It's
0.4, yeah. It's very mini. You know, it is very mini stun. But it says stunning there. You feel like, wow, that's a stun.
Well, the drag back the hook doesn't actually connect onto Yopaj. Palos a little bit off the mark here to drag back onto the Kunkka.
Well, Morphle's got the Daedalus, by the way, and he's got the Paladin, so he's going for the Agams after. Okay, I mean, at least he's gonna go for it. If you can transform it to the Pudge, if you can transform it to the Earthshaker especially, you can get a huge amount of status resistance. But almost half those spells will be reduced. Spells will be reduced by almost half their effectiveness.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. That means that that ice, what's it called? Liquid frost not gonna last too long. Pudge.
Okay, they're going to be able to get the Dismember onto the Kunkka. Do they want to go for the drag back now as well? Yopaj, yeah. Telekinesis comes out, does get that save. The Hex, though, onto the Puck. Puck, can he get himself away from this one? Bow is going to be dropped. He does get the phase shift through, though. It's going to be avoiding both of them, and Ian Disc will pop, but he will be able to get himself out of danger.
FBZ, he got Arbang, but he might lose his life in return.
FBZ is dead, but he got himself a 4 on his Desolator, so 100% worth, right? 100% worth, and I will hear no arguments.
Yes, yeah, very. I mean, he killed the enemy position 5 for his life. Okay. Roshan could be up any second now. It's going to be taking about a minute and a quarter instead. So, Execration, they don't want to go. I would imagine they want to wait for this Rosh. You know, just play it safe. You have a massive advantage. This is against a TI team, by the way. This is the highest DPC points team in Southeast Asia against Boom Esports. So, Execration, you know, they don't want to lose this. You know, you want to be able to leave this tournament saying, hey, I beat Boom Esports at the very least.
Yeah, it would be, I mean, higher placement and bragging rights. Yep. Yeah, Execration going on.
Upper bracket on the line as well, right? Yeah. If you can win this game. I mean, you have to win this game and the next one, but if you do, well, it'll be a huge victory for Execration. Overwhelming Blink is finished on the Putka, so he is he's got so much health, by the way. Level 25, he takes the dismember damage heal, not for the flesh heap though.
Yeah, the Puck is going for the overwhelming blink there as well. Tino has the satanic. What's Jakiro got? Wards. Okay, so the last time we checked, he got wards. That's important for a support.
Octarine core on the Earthshaker, that is nice. You know, 25% cooldown reduction on your spells. You get a spell lifesteal, but you just get to throw your spells way more, especially the Enchant Totem.
Yeah. And, oh, Yopaj, as he cuts out onto Jakiro. Jakiro's going to go down here. Really nice. And Skem claims the kill. A really nice 4-man rotation to claim that kill from the side of Boom. And yeah, like I say, Roshan's going to be up here. There is a buyback now on the Jakiro, but Jack Boys, he's taking the outpost. Do they want to try and force something out? We can see where Execration are, though. I mean, we've got the self-TZ here from Palos on purpose just to get that extra vision on top of the cliff. And it's you know, it's not going to be too far away from them, that Roche Pit. If they want to engage, oh, they're going to be able to get the fish in now as well. Do they want to get the jump? Hook comes through, they just instantly delete Tims. Yopaj on the back lines. There's going to be a really nice sprout to lock him down. Solo Guardian is going to be used now, though. Can he get the kill onto the Nature's Prophet? The Nature's Prophet holding that BKB, and now the right click's going to start. And again, he does have that Satanic. There's going to be another sprout. Well, Palos is going to be taking a lot of damage, but Skem's going to be taking even more with the Dream Coil come through now as well. To get the Dismember onto Jack Boys. Jack Boys, can he get himself away from this? He absolutely cannot. Going to be deleted. He's down 90 seconds, though. Does have that buyback. FBZ, one right click away from being taken down, and Shanks will be the one to provide it. And now the jump onto Tims. Tims, does he have the damage yet? After that Glimmer Cape comes through, the reveal there as well. And Tino, they just want to push into this base.
Dieback. And Skem also bought back for this. This might be a dieback for Skem as well.
Undying not living up to his name here. They do get the jump, they take down the Puck, but the Puck has the buyback. And this is going to be a great fight here for Execration. Now, what do they want to do with this? A tidal wave comes through onto Palos, and Palos, he's a big tanky boy, but he might be able to get through. Not with that Dismember going now as well, but the turn into the Telk. Echo Slam comes out onto 2. They might be able to get the dieback yet onto the Kunkka. Jack Boys, does he survive through this? He pops out Manta Style, he's going to try and turn and fight, but again, Tino, he's going to be just to be able to survive with that Satanic, doesn't even need to pop it. And I think this is going to be game number 1 going the way of Execration. FBZ won't even survive through this. A full 5-man wipe. I think maybe a 10-man wipe there with all the buybacks coming through.
Yeah, it's, oh my god, Execration. What a play. Oh, wow. I love what they did with their lineup, with their fast play style. I thought Boom would be able to handle it late game, but that just never seemed to happen. They were just so much further ahead on Execration's side. I mean, Palos MVP, I'd say. They're just landing the hooks he needed. Farmed really well. The moment he got BKB, the game changed. Until then, it was looking pretty damn good for Boom Esports. Then he got BKB. They took a massive fight top where they lost nothing. And since then, it's just the Palos show. Something like, what is it, like 20? Strength, 20 flesh heap stacks. Insane. Good job by Bob as well to control them. Tino, he had a weak early game, but he was able to make up for it. I was shocked with him Hand of Mice, but just got them what they need. Congratulations, Execration. One more, and it's upper bracket for them.
Yeah. Well, depending on what Army Geniuses do later on today.
That's true.
But yeah, no, great showing from Execration, really taking the game here to Boom. And like you say, early game, it looked like it was going Boom favor. Jack Boys wasn't even showing up to fights, and Boom were taking fights 4v5 and coming out winning. But yeah, Parlos got that BKB, turned the game around. You know, the items coming out as well from Shanks being able to get the Blink Dagger to engage on the fights. You know, Bob being able to just be able to get himself in and around the fights there as well, landing some really nice Dream Coils. And it did turn the game around. But that is only game number 1, guys. We are going to be taking a quick 10-minute break as we get ourselves ready for game number 2. See if Execration can they get that second win, get themselves potentially upper bracket here in the BTS Pro Series, or a Boom going to spoil the party and bring it back to 1-1. We'll find out after the break.